So, look, I want to make this abundantly clear. I have no problem with the people from Ohio. I don't want to actually start beef with Ohio. I would just like to make it very clear Ohio is the place between heaven and hell known as Purgatory. And I would like to welcome everybody back to the Washed Athlete podcast. This is episode 18. This podcast can finally get drafted and vote now. It's been a good time. First of all, I'd like to say happy Memorial Day weekend. We're recording this after Memorial Day, but just wanted to get that out there. We had a very interesting Memorial Day weekend of going to Ohio. We had a lot of interesting things happen on the way there because Ohio is, in fact, Purgatory. So, Raj, being the driver on our way from Pittsburgh to Cleveland, do you want to talk about some of the things that happened?
I hate Ohio. I'm going to put this out there. Nothing against the people. I just hate Ohio as a state. And honestly, if it left the Union, I wouldn't lose any sleep. I hate Ohio.
What? Whoa. Left the Union?
You heard me. I don't give I don't care if it left.
Oh my God. Okay, so do you want to explain why you hate Ohio?
Listen, it's my first time in Ohio, me and Peter were driving over to Michigan to visit one of our friends at her lake house. So, even the drive-through in Ohio was a very bad experience with the 1-lane highway for 5 miles.
Yeah, so for context with what he's saying there, we were driving through Pennsylvania. We're both from Jersey. Driving all the way across Pennsylvania, totally fine. We hit the Ohio border. Then there's the first toll where there's about 5-6 lanes of people going through the toll booth. And then it all narrows into the far right lane. And then there is 1 lane on the entire highway. So we had 5 lanes merge into 1 in about probably 100 feet, maybe something like that. Because they were doing construction.
Probably 50.
Probably 50. But of course, and they're doing work on the entire highway, which is why don't you just do 1 lane at a time? Or if you're going to just rip the entire highway up, at that point, just do everything and then just send people a different way and just get it done. But no, because it's Ohio, it didn't get done. And then when even this past week, when we were going there, it still was in 1 lane, just on the other side.
Shifted over.
It just shifted over. It's still 1 lane.
And it's been a whole year since then. And
exactly.
It's not done yet.
It's still not done.
If anyone from the Ohio government's listening, please fix your infrastructure. Please. You cannot make an entrance into your state a 1-lane road for more than a mile.
Exactly.
If it's a mile, I understand, but 5 miles, come on.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, but moving on from that, the first incident was, we're trying to get to Canes, and we'll bring up Canes later. Fortunately, Jake cannot be with us tonight to discuss his love of Canes, but
thank God.
Yes. But I'm driving, and I'll say I'm not the safest driver, but I can get us to point A and B, and I can also avoid a lot of accidents because I've driven on 95 in Jersey. So I know when to look for things people not checking their blind spot or people merging from acceleration lanes without paying attention. And it just so happens an unspecified driver in a white, I forget what car it was.
Are you really trying to dox this person right now?
I'm not doxing them. I'm not going to say their license plate. Their license plate was P7. No, I don't remember it. But basically, I was looking to my right because I noticed this driver was pulling out of the acceleration lane and then moved into the middle lane, which was, all good. That lane was empty. But then what I started noticing is that driver slowly started creeping into my lane and closer and closer. And I thought, maybe they would notice or their car's blind spot detectors would go off because it seemed like a relatively new car. And it got to the point where I had to rip it and haul into the leftmost lane. And I honked and everyone in the car started berating that driver.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a really bad accident because, one, my car probably would have rolled over if I got sideswiped, considering how fast I was going.
Well, that's the thing, is that it really depended on where she clipped, because she would either sideswipe your car, or she would do a pit maneuver on herself and get absolutely bodied. Like, it was one or the other.
And either way, we were not on flat land. We were on a bridge. Actually.
And weren't we like coming around a bend too?
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been so bad.
Luckily, I noticed. I swerved.
Yeah, you swerved it just in time. Yeah.
And then, you know, a little further down the road, I had to shift lanes to get to the exit, so I got out the left, and you know that driver was still in the left lane. So the driver started speeding up, you know, as someone would in the left lane. And as soon as they matched speed with me, I matched speed with her, and then everyone just started shaking their heads and drivers just nodded because they know they're in the wrong. And from there, that's honestly where I feel like the trip kind of started going downhill.
Exactly. I mean, like, it was good. Like, it was fine. Like, that was like, all right, like, whatever. It's a bad driver. Like, they're from Ohio. All right, cool. Like, Midwest, it's very different driving than on, like, the very East Coast, like on Jersey, because it's so unbelievably congested all the time. Your head is just constantly on a swivel. Versus I feel like in the Midwest, especially, like, there just aren't as many people on the road a lot. So people kind of aren't used to, like, getting onto some of those major highways like that. So they're not really paying too much attention sometimes. And again, this is a generalization. I'm not saying all drivers from the Midwest are bad. But again, I have noticed a trend because driving from the East Coast to the Midwest, I have noticed that drivers have gotten worse the further I've come out here. So
trend
exactly. And again, that's not saying Jersey drivers are necessarily good. I'm just saying they're aggressive. And they know their surroundings, because the Jersey slide is still the most dangerous thing I have ever seen in my life. But I know far too many people that will that Jersey slide, which is going all the way from the left lane into the right lane and exit without hitting a blinker once or looking back once. They can just judge where they are in relation to everything, and that's where you just put your hands up and just let them go. Because as you don't move, they can figure it out. But yeah, so that's where the trip it was fine after that, but then once we got to Canes, that's where we caught an absolutely massive L, because none of us realized that Memorial Day, because we went on Memorial Day, we went on Monday to Lake Erie. It was a federal holiday, and Canes is closed on federal holidays. So Jacob Andres had been screaming about how good Canes is. So we show up to this Canes at like 11 o'clock. So it should just be open. Perfect timing. We get there. The Canes is dark, and there's one car in the lot. And we're like, oh God, don't tell me they're closed. Pull in. Jacob gets out, walks up to the Canes, pulls on the handle. It doesn't budge. And I don't think I've ever seen him more sad in my life. Like, Alabama lost the national championship, and I don't think he was as pissed as he was showing up to Canes and it not being open. Like, that was another level. Like, I thought he was about to just start walking back to Pittsburgh at that point.
Dude,
I really thought
devastated.
Yeah, because direct quote is Jacob's like, I didn't come for the beach. I came for Canes.
Yeah, he drove 2 hours for the Canes. That's why he was there.
And I don't really blame him. That was the saddest I've been in a while.
So yeah, now Canes is automatically mid just because it wasn't open. And
on a federal holiday.
Yep.
A federal holiday where they're like basically legally required to be closed. No, it's mid now.
Yep.
I don't actually have beef with Canes, by the way. I just like saying that because it pisses them off. But yeah, so that was another L right there. But we ended up stopping at a grocery store. We got plenty of crap there for the beach. I guess beach, quote unquote. It's like a lake, but it's
a Mickey Mouse
again.
beach.
Glorified beach.
We're East Coast. We love the actual ocean, but like we'll take what we can get out here. But it actually was like after the whole parking shenanigans of the lot being closed, but then we had to park further away and then coming back and then the lot being open was so annoying.
That was like I don't. I was the driver, and like like when the little like parking officers were like, yeah, the lot's closed. You're gonna have to park on a residential street. I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. I understand. It's Memorial Day, and we parked on 69th Street, and I found a shade parking, which was pretty nice.
It actually was good parking.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? It's a really nice spot. I'll take it. And then as we're walking, taking our nice 15-minute walk over to the beach area, I noticed that the parking officers aren't posted up where they were anymore. And then I noticed that cars are pulling into the parking lot. And then I noticed several open spots and cars leaving. And at that moment, I started hating Ohio even more because of the people.
I will say, it was so rough when we were walking through the parking lot and there was a spot, like, maybe 10 spots down from the beach. It was right there, and no one was in that lot. It was like, oh my god. That was so brutal. That was so brutal.
I also peeped the dude in a Mustang double parking, so, like, another reason why I hate people from Ohio. Like this, like I'm not generalizing things here, but that's
I'm not generalizing, but I am.
That's 3 things in a row from people from Ohio to make me annoyed, and there was a couple more throughout the day. So like,
oh my god,
I don't hate the people from Ohio,
you know what? Hey,
but
people from Ohio that do listen to this for some reason, prove us wrong. Please prove us wrong. I'm very willing to be proven wrong about this. But there is, unfortunately, a trend. So, if you can change it, please do.
Yes, you guys are not helping your case with the one, 5-hour trip we took there.
Exactly.
Overall,
it was like maybe 5 hours total.
Yeah,
I just want to give a fair warning to everyone going to Ohio. You will see big red letters float in the air once you enter the state that say Ohio, like Elden Ring, Dark Souls-esque letters.
Anything like that. Yeah. You entered a PvP enabled zone.
Oh,
that's really what it is.
Pray
like
for
the
your
loading
life.
zones.
No, it's because just like where we were in like kind of that like suburby area at first, I was like, oh, this is nice. It's like, oh, no. That's the tutorial part.
That's the tutorial,
you will enter Ohio, and that will be where you really face the tests of Ohio. Yeah, that's where the PvP really starts. I guess it's PvE because the people there are
it's PvE. Yeah.
It's fine. Anyway, but once we finally got to the beach, again, it actually was pretty nice. Like I will say, it wasn't even super crowded. Like we found a spot like pretty quickly. Like it wasn't even as busy as like Jersey beaches. Like not even close, really.
Those things got packed.
Like it was busy. Don't get me wrong, but like it wasn't like completely packed to the point where like you were sitting like right next to another group of people. Like there was still enough space for everything, whatever. And probably for me, the weirdest part about it was, so I was the first one in the water, and when I went in, being from the East Coast, like I'm used to salt water, right?
Yep.
So when I dug my head under, I'm expecting to come back up and then to taste the salt because it's salt water and it's fresh water, and that like messed with my mind so hard. Because it's just like something that's like so ingrained in my memory of like, oh yeah, I'm at the beach. This is salt water. No, it's not. It's fresh water. But it feels like the beach. And it's so weird. Like it's such like an indescribable feeling because like you're really expecting it and then it's just not there. And you're like, something's missing here. Like this is wrong.
Yeah, it was a huge culture shock. I was like, I literally said that first thing right as I went in the water to you. I was like, why does this taste like salt?
Exactly. It's just like, I don't know what it is about it, but it's like there needs to be like the salt burn on your lips. It's like, yes, I am at the beach. This is correct.
Exactly.
Yes. That's what it needs to actually like have that in order to be the beach. I don't know. But
that's why it was a glorified lake. But I mean, there was no fee to get in. I was kind of surprised, honestly.
Yeah,
I know, because
that's only a Jersey thing.
By that.
Because if you go to like Virginia Beach or something, you just walk right on. But then Jersey, of course, we have to pay our little fee to get in.
Well, that's our
only way
income.
they make money. Yeah. Exactly. How else is that state going to make money?
No,
there's nothing there.
We can sell our corn from South Jersey.
Yeah, we can sell some corn from the cornfields, and we can charge people to get on a public area. That's all we can.
Yeah.
Do. Oh, and tolls on the highway.
Oh my god.
There's so many tolls.
What about like all those factories?
Toll.
Yeah.
What about those factories in like Elizabeth and like that Newark area? There's so many.
You mean pollution
Yeah.
capital?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
pollution capital.
the air is just terrible there. Like like the air is just different. Like it burns to
thick.
breathe in. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like breathing in like secondhand cig smoke. It's just like that everywhere.
I feel like secondhand cig smoke is probably better than what Newark or any Elizabeth is breathing out.
I don't even want to know what chemicals are in the air down there. I really don't.
It's awful.
So we got some hydrochloric acid.
Fun fact, Newark is the only city in the country, I believe, to have all 4 methods of transportation. It has highway, train, airport, and I think it has a dock, too.
No, there's a dock at Newark.
I think there is, with like ferries, whatever.
So it has all 4.
And might be Metuchen, but...
Oh, I think that's right. I think it's considered like the Newark like area.
Metro area, yeah.
It's like the greater like Newark area or whatever. But yeah, it's the only
because I think the ports are in Elizabeth and Metuchen, the airport's in Newark itself, and then the highway's just all Route 95 and everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jersey represent.
Shout out Newark.
Best airport.
Oh God, don't even be joking about that. But back to Ohio, as we love to go on tangents. Yeah, so not surprisingly, me being the most pale person there, I got absolutely burnt. My back and shoulders got flamed, and I know exactly the moment that it happened because I can tell that my left side of my back and shoulder, it comes kind of the burn. You can kind of see it a little bit in the video. Sorry to audio listeners, I'm just showing my shoulder, but whatever. You can kind of see it's a little bit more pink towards like this side of my shoulder, like out, versus on this side, it's more further back. So I know the exact time frame that I got burnt at because my shoulders and back were to the sun as it was up in the air while we were playing football. Because the way that I needed to turn was to put my back towards the sun. And that hurt so bad, and it has hurt for so long. And I can't wait till this doesn't tan. It's just going to go back to being pale, and it's awful. I only burn. It takes so long for me to tan. And I know, Raj, you are really making me jealous. But you know what?
Imagine.
God. Meanwhile, you were literally out there trying to not get tan.
Yeah, I cannot say the reasons why on the podcast, but yes, I did not want to tan.
Jesus. Yeah, but that was a good time. Love getting burnt, even though I did put sunscreen on. Andres, do you have to put sunscreen on?
Yes, no, I absolutely do. I burn.
About to say.
No, this past week, like I can't really see it now because lighting's not great, but I did get some color, so definitely not as white as a ghost as I am during the winter, but I do tan over burning. I can burn for sure, so I always have to be lathering up in sunscreen constantly, but I did get some color, much needed, and hopefully get some more rest of summer.
I know, yeah. The one thing that I do like over the summer is I usually get like one streak of like really blonde hair. I don't know which like thread it is, but I always just get like 1 or 2 hairs that go like bleach blonde, and it just goes across. But it's only when I am out in the sun for like a month straight. So like it takes a while, but it does happen. So I guess I just need to start tanning on our back porch now. But you know,
the natural frosted tips.
Exactly. But it's not. It's like the entire thing. It's not the true frosted tips.
So it's just a strand of like.
It's just what it literally looks like. I took like a highlight and just did like 2 hairs, like right across. But
the boys getting highlights.
We all got frosted tips.
No.
Hear me out. Loser Fantasy has to get frosted tips or an OnlyFans.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Those are 2 very different things.
Like I said, it's either you have to make $100 or $50 depending on how badly you lost in fantasy, or you get frosted tips and have to keep it for like 3 months.
I mean, I'd rather get frosted tips than I'd probably get frosted tips than that. Like,
yeah, but I mean, you can make some money on OnlyFans.
Stop talking, please. Please stop talking.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so more about Ohio. We had a good time, I would say. I would say it's overall, as much as we like to clown on Ohio, it wasn't bad. Like, it was a good time. We took pictures in front of one of the very many Cleveland signs that were there. It's just, don't scream it. My ears. Okay, go.
Cleveland! This is for you!
And me and Peter are hearing that double through the walls, and through our mics.
Yeah, that
My bad. Had
my
to.
wall started shaking on that.
Yeah, mine too. My door started shaking.
But yeah, so that was actually, once we were at the beach, it was good. It was a great time. It was good getting out there because, it was like 90 degrees or something like that. It was like crazy Memorial Day weather. Like, you had to get out there, had to get
Need
to
the water.
some sort of beach, some sort of water, exactly. But on our way back, we were then again reminded why Ohio is terrible. So, Raj, do you want to explain what... This is probably one of the most wild things I've ever seen. Like, genuinely...
My heart dropped.
Like...
I don't understand this. Like, I'm from Jersey. I've seen stuff on the highway and local roads. Honestly, anywhere. I've seen stuff while driving. But, like, I've never seen two people biking, not with traffic, against traffic, on the road, in my lane. And they weren't moving.
And not just in your lane, in the middle of the lane.
Yes.
Like, right at you.
Like, I was just staring straight at them. I'm like, are they going to move? Are they going to move? And
they were not budging.
I just stopped in the middle of the road.
Yeah,
and then
you had to.
They biked around my car, said a few curse words at me, and I'm like,
what?
What?
Yeah, they started cursing you out, and it was like, dude, you just played chicken with a car. And it's not like we're on like some like small road that's like a one-way. It was like
busy road.
It was a busy like main road. It was a 2-lane road, but it was still like, yeah, like you had like there was 2 lanes on either side, and like you were trying to get like in and out of Cleveland. Like, this was not a like residential road at all. And they were just in the middle of the lane coming right at you. I was like, oh, this dude's going right through the windshield. Like, he is not stopping at all.
That was something.
And that was reason number 4 or 5 of why I don't like people from Ohio. See the trend here? Come on, if you're from Ohio and listening, please prove us wrong.
I would love to be proven wrong. I would love to find somebody awesome that has been through all of the troubles of Ohio.
One person who's from Ohio, born and raised in Cincinnati, the only good person I know from Ohio, but that's not enough to outweigh the stuff that we went through. And it was 5 hours. We weren't even there for that long.
Exactly. And it wasn't even like when we were actually like out in Ohio, it's just driving in Ohio. The second we're on the move, immediately everybody is like, all right, we need to kill these people. Like, multiple times. Just like, all right, here we go. Let's get ready.
Do I switch my Jersey plates out for Ohio plates? Do I have like a target on my... It's like the red sticker they make us put on our cars when we're
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Exactly. Even though that's literally just allows police to just target you immediately.
Exactly.
But, they say they don't, but that's exactly what it's for.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, because they need to get their tickets. But
Sadly.
other than those multiple instances of people from Ohio trying to kill us, I think that was about it. I don't know if there's really anything else that was terrible about Ohio this time.
Yes, this time. Next time we ever go back to Ohio, I don't know when it's going to happen. It may happen. We don't know, but...
I mean, Jacob and Andres are going to cry, and they're going to want to go to Canes again at some point.
Oh, we have to.
Probably make the trip
that's a
out
lock
there.
upon locks. We have to.
We'll
only for
be
Canes.
back in Ohio, but I don't want to deal with any of this stuff again. Dealing with...
So it sounds like you're not driving again.
Yeah.
Nope.
You got a breather. You got a breather from that.
Exactly.
Yeah, the driving was. I would say the driving was probably the worst part. I mean, overall, it was a pretty solid trip. Like we said, the beach was chill vibes. The beach, the Mickey Mouse beach.
But
I will never call that an actual beach. But
it's a lake.
It's a lake. Like
it's a lake.
That's
what it is.
That ain't no
it's
beach.
Not the beach. It's a lake.
This is how Ohio makes me feel.
The sad version. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
for audio listeners, I have this reversible octopus, and it's on the angry face right now because I hate Ohio.
He's still mad. Yeah, so besides Ohio making us upset, since that the other 2 guys on the pod were not able to make it today, we do just have our group of homeowners right here. And oh boy, do we hate being homeowners.
It sucks!
There's a lot of problems.
Because the first month was totally fine. Totally fine. Everything's good. Nothing was going wrong. Then in the span of about like 6 days, everything hit the fan, like at the same time. So for starters, the lock on our door kind of works. It can lock, it just can't unlock. That's the thing.
Like, not very well, but
Which, like, honestly, I would rather have than it not lock. But it's so frustrating trying to put a key in a deadbolt, turning and you try and open it, and the deadbolt is still locked. And there's nothing you could do but just try and put it back and then redo it again. And then even today, Raj completely disassembled the door handle and lock, trying to fix both of them.
And
Someone
still,
fixed the door handle.
yeah,
So,
door handle's
like,
good.
that's like a little bit better to use, so you don't have to like try and push it like through the actual handle and then like shoulder charge the door to actually bust it down. Deadbolt still screwed.
Nope.
No idea what's wrong with it.
No
It
idea.
just doesn't work.
No, but for some reason, if I put it upside down,
It
it
works.
works perfectly fine. And
really?
yeah, because I installed it. I thought I installed it like the wrong way, so I flipped it, and then I realized I'm like, oh no, I did it the right way the first time. But when I used the lock, it was working, and I
You
was
might
like,
have to just switch it back.
honestly, it's
You might
either
just
that.
have to put
Or
it upside down.
I just buy a new lock mechanism. It's either or.
Well, that's the issue, is that technically our landlord should be doing that.
Yeah.
But not exactly the quickest response times on some of these things, which we will get into next, which is probably the more concerning thing. Honestly, at this point, probably not the most concerning, considering.
I would say the washing machine's the next most.
So washing machine's probably the next most concerning. So our washing machine. So I did a load of laundry, just did a load of laundry. And then I threw my stuff in the dryer, and then I was like, okay, we're all good. And then Raj goes to put his stuff in the washing machine. What did you see, Raj?
The washing machine is still full, and this is not clean water. This is dirty, like, post-wash water that didn't drain.
Yep. And it hasn't drained.
Nope.
It hasn't drained for days.
It's just been sitting there. I've tried everything. I don't want to pull out the drain pipe because one, that's not my job.
Yeah.
Two, I'm not wasting
Don't
my
risk
time
anything.
dumping all the water in a Home Depot bucket just to have it happen again. And I'd rather not have to clean the drain pipe. I don't want to do that.
It's literally not even our job.
Exactly.
It's not. We don't own this house. We are renting it.
And I need to do laundry badly. I am down to like nothing.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I was very lucky that I got a load of laundry in before it just decided to stop working. So I am still on some clothes if you guys need. It will be way too
Go
big.
size
on you.
up.
It will be way too big, but if you guys need, closet. So that's been a couple days of just standing water in that washing machine. I would rather not know what is in that right now.
It's rancid.
It smells disgusting because it's old standing water in a basement. Also basement just leaks.
Yeah.
It just leaks.
It just
I'll do that
leaks.
one. I'm at the point where I'm just going to find where the water comes in.
It's supposed to rain tonight. We
I'm
might
gonna
be
be
able
up
to figure out where
I'll be up at heinous hours. I'm fine with that.
All right, sounds great. Raj.
Working the night shift.
He's working the
Exactly.
graveyard shift. He's just gonna be standing down there, just waiting, just staring at the staring at the drain, and then watching the water just slowly come in. He's like, "All right,
Dude,
found it."
it's like Forbes Craig again. I had to put the salt out on the public road.
That was one of the funniest.
Doing
You need
God's
to
work
explain
out here.
That was one of the
Doing
funniest.
God's
stuff.
work.
I've explained
I think
that.
he
Oh
has,
yeah,
yeah.
you did.
He
Yeah,
has,
I
he
do.
has.
Yes, you actually did explain.
When
that.
we
I
were
do
filing our
remember that.
grievances about Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's facilities are terrible. Yes, I do remember that. Was that bridge down? I think
That was.
Yeah.
Yes, to plug it, you should go to our podcast and find episode 5, Bridge Down.
There you
Listen
go.
to my story.
For
about
some reason, that's like one of our most popular
It's a
episodes.
hit.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
And go ahead
really
and take
is.
a listen to it. We talked about the bridge going down, and we also talked about my struggles with having to do the work of the Pittsburgh Public Works.
Or
Yeah.
Pit Public or whatever, like anybody else's job, but you were just doing it yourself. But yeah. So yeah, that's the washing machine, and the basement kinda. And then we move on to the fridge. Our freezer works perfectly. Very
It's amazing.
cold. Keeps all of our stuff extra frozen. Nice and good. Very good. Fridge, it's not warm, but it's not cold either.
It's in
just
purgatory.
kind of it's just kind of
It's
like
a
in the
purgatory.
it's in the Ohio phase of just like in between. It needs to make a decision because it's not warm enough that we can make this like a health and safety concern, but it's not cold enough to work. So we're just kind of in the purgatory of,
Exactly.
well, I can't just call my landlord and say this is a health and safety concern, because it's not. It works, it's just not that cold, and I would like it to be colder. And Raj and I were able to figure out that you could punch the ice that is like caked on to the back of the freezer, because that's actually where the cooling comes from. It's in the freezer, and then the fan blows that cold air into the fridge. So Raj was able to break that ice off of the back, mostly of like that, like, I guess, what is that, intake, I guess? Yeah,
The vents.
The intake vents. And it cooled it down a little bit, but not enough for it to be a fridge.
And
so I don't know what to do.
I think there's just more ice in it that I have to, like, just pour some hot water down it and just go to town with a hammer.
Oh, yeah, there's the best part. We were told by our landlord that the maintenance guy was going to come today. I don't know if he showed up.
¿Dónde está?
No idea.
It is currently
no idea.
8:01 as we're recording. Where he at?
Where he at? I don't know.
It's still light outside, but
it is.
Where he at?
Yeah, I don't want my chocolate milk coming out of the fridge room temperature.
Yeah, that's kind of cursed.
That's how you know there's a problem.
Yeah, it really is pretty cursed having like sort of like room temperature. It's slightly cool.
Yeah,
like chocolate milk.
Purgatory cocky.
Ohio brand chocolate milk.
Ohio brand chocolate milk, exactly. Yeah. So we kind of, because the issue is that if this was actually our house, we could just fix all of this. We could just like, okay, we'll either get a new fridge that's not from like the 80s. We'll
call a repairman or something.
We'll call a repair guy, like get him in here, whatever. But it's our landlord. So we need to go through our landlord to do anything. And the response times and everything are, again, not great. So we're kind of just sitting here waiting. And it sucks. It really, really sucks. So I kind of wish that we just, like, were actually homeowners a little bit. But then again, we'd have to deal with a lot more crap. But this stuff, I could...
Taxes.
Taxes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That would be absolutely terrible. But and I'm sure that there are some listeners out there that have either rented a house or rented an apartment or something and had their landlord just not be responsive. I know when my sister, when she was here at Pitt, she was at a house and the landlord just didn't send anybody to cut their grass for like months. And they just had like 2 feet of grass just in the front yard.
Oh my God.
Just didn't send anybody. She called them like multiple times, no response. And she's like, I don't have a lawnmower and I'm not buying a lawnmower just to cut my damn lawn. Like, you need to send someone out here. Finally sent someone out there to cut the grass. Never responded. And then it's like, never sent someone else after that. It was like, what was the point? Like, you could have just kept sending somebody.
My dad would be so triggered. Like, I was at home for 2 weeks, like, had to mow lawn like twice. Using the weed whacker, everything. Like he loves keeping that lawn nice and short.
Yeah. I feel like it's such a dad thing. I will admit I do kind of like mowing the lawn.
I do too. It's kind of therapeutic, and then just seeing I like put some patterns in there. You know, make it look nice.
It's pretty nice. It honestly isn't terrible. Like I do like. There's like some things about like, you know, like home mowing, stuff like that. That's like, it's like a chore or whatever. But like lawn mowing,
not
bad.
Hear me out. Power washing is the most satisfying thing to do.
How often are you power washing?
I can't say that I've power washed my house.
A decent. It's not like, you know, like every like week, but like I've done it a decent amount of times back in Jersey. And, like it's fun to power wash like pavement and sidewalk.
Oh yeah, I mean I've done that. I've done it at work, but never for my house.
Oh yeah, for your pool, yeah. That would make sense.
And like
I've done it at the pool.
Washing the side shingles on a house, like that's fun too.
Oh,
like,
that's
seeing all the grime. It's like
just
like white.
Yep.
It's so satisfying to do.
How many of those like oddly satisfying video, whatever, like ads?
Where
it's like
gosh,
it's like so like it's like the power washing game or whatever with like the horrible, like clearly it's like one dude behind a computer, and it's just like those like pop up ads. Oh my god, they're so bad. There's even a lawn mowing game now. It's like
my gosh.
Like, how far have we fallen that we need people to play a video game to mow lawns?
Just
but we
mow
Go
can't?
lawn.
outside.
Just
Yeah.
go outside.
Literally touch grass.
Literally go touch
Literally.
grass, please. Please touch grass.
I swear, if I ever see my kid playing a lawnmower game, I'm taking his phone or her phone and saying, "Go outside since you want to mow the lawn
Touch
so
grass.
badly.
Yeah.
Touch the grass. Go make some cool patterns and mow the lawn."
Yeah, mow the lawn.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I was actually just talking to one of my friends about that. It's like, because she was saying how one of her like friends at school never actually had a real job before, even in college. And like, I just can't even like wrap my head around that, because it was like the second that I could get my working papers at like 14, 15, I was
Yeah.
immediately like, I want a job. Like, I need money. I need to be doing something. Like, get out there. And like, I'm sure like there are some parents out there like, oh no, you don't have to. But like, nah, my parents were like, go get a job. Like,
Yep. Same.
you've spent enough time in this house. You
Yep.
need to earn your keep now. Like, go out there and do something.
Yep, that was same exact thing. Like, spent some days working behind a counter. Had a bakery before. Ride operator for a small amusement park. You know,
You were,
whatever
wait,
I could.
Whoa! Ride operator?
What?
Since
Yeah.
when?
Oh, that was sophomore year going into junior year. This amusement park does not exist anymore. Very old.
Oh well, if it doesn't exist, dox it.
Yeah, go
No,
ahead.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
Do it.
No, they actually closed down the summer after I was working. There was a lot of safety issues going on and whatnot. So yeah, they retired at a good time, I'd say. That was an experience, you know, dealing with kids, constantly trying to cut the line, run on the ride. Like there were some things like there's some wild stuff. Like
Yeah.
I'd be riding a ride, they'd be trying to hop the fence and try to like go onto the track. Like, if I'm operating a little roller coaster, like that would just be scary because they try to run in and I'd have to like try to shield them while operating the ride. Like, oh man, the days the camps would come in, those were the worst days because it'd just be lines and lines of kids and they'd just be like trying to do it. There was one kid once that I was loading people onto the ride. He ran up to like the little control booth and like almost started the ride, and I had to run back and like stop him.
What?
Dude,
Yeah.
what goblins were you? Like, who let those kids in public?
They were
insane.
No, they were. Oh man, they were that job was a handful. I mean, it was good for character development, I will say for sure.
Very character development.
Very cool coworkers.
Yeah.
But oh man, that was an experience. And then after that, I went to the pool for the next 3 years.
Yeah. Thank God. Oh my God. That sounds that like my anxiety would be through the roof.
Oh,
Having
it
just,
was.
Like,
It was.
kids jumping onto the track. Are you kidding me?
I was always on edge in that ride, and it was little old like I don't know, like 110 5'2", like however small I was back then.
Yeah.
Like little me. Oh man, dealing with angry parents when they wanted to ride again, and I was like, I can't do that. Like
get off the ride. Like enough of you. Like get out.
Yeah.
Listen,
Or even better, it's like, all right, you want to ride the ride again? I'm not letting you out now.
Yeah.
How are you gonna get out? You're
no,
lost
so
in
what
there.
you do? You let if the parents want to slip me a $5 or something, let their kids
Oh
ride the
my
ride.
God.
I'm fine with that.
Look, I can be corrupted in Monopoly. I feel like there is a line there, though, Raj. You probably shouldn't just be able to get bribed on the job.
Well, hear me out. It's an amusement park job that you know you're probably not going to work again. So
Oh my God.
make the most of it.
I think I made more than the most of that job.
Yeah.
That was a lot. I mean, I can't say I regret I did it. It was like it was character development. It was all part of the plot.
Seems like it. Like, jeez. A lot of character development there. Then you're just like, head to the pool, and it's like, wow, I don't actually have to deal with like people's lives and them dying immediately if I hit the wrong button. Like,
Oh my
Was there an
goodness.
eject button?
was there an eject button?
There was, in fact, no eject button. It was pretty simple stuff. Like it was not a huge amusement park, but it's a pretty simple process. You just like put your foot on a pedal. You'd either hold the start button or you press the start button. You have to twist a key. It's pretty simple like that. And there's like a brake you got to like push to stop like a roller coaster. It's pretty simple stuff, but there's a learning curve, I will say. But
Sounds
once you get it down, you
complicated.
get it down.
I think it's just like one of those things. It's like you need to be like in the right sequence always, and you need to just be able to
Yeah.
like, memorize that. But then like once you get that down, it's probably like pretty easy to remember.
Yeah,
But,
becomes
like,
muscle memory.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right, that learning curve where it's like getting that like sequence all down
Yeah.
perfectly. Because it's like you hit the wrong button at the wrong time, you can screw everything up.
Oh,
Yeah.
and also I've had hats fly off. I also had I've had a woman's wig fly off a roller coaster. I had to tell everyone, like, once their ride was done, I had everyone off. I was like, all right, people in line, wait a second. I had to run into the, like, in between the tracks, and I had to hold it by its fingertips because I don't know, I don't want to touch someone's wig. And, you know, I then gave it to them, sanitized my hands. I was like, all right, let's continue.
Now we're back to it.
We're back to it. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I can't believe I forgot. I never talked about that before. Yeah. So yeah, that was my summer job, summer 2018, working at an amusement park.
2018. Damn.
Yeah.
Someone's wig came off. How fast was this thing?
It wasn't even that fast. I don't even.
Because like I'm picturing like the Looney Tunes where it's like this thing goes flying in like a second, the wig is like still there in the air, and then it like drops.
It wasn't even that fast. So I don't.
It just came right off.
It just came off.
That's pretty funny. That's really funny, actually. Yeah, I thankfully didn't have to deal with any wigs in the pool that I worked at because I was a lifeguard / manager type thing for a while. But yeah, that was I thank God I never actually had to deal with any of the code browns, which I was worried about always.
Me too.
I was never there when those happened.
Same.
And it actually was hilarious the one time when I was first coming to school, like our freshman year. I worked until the very last day. Like I worked up until like the Saturday, and then I had like Sunday off, and then I left for school on that Monday.
Jeez.
And on that Monday, one of my friends that I got to join to be a lifeguard there for the summer, he texts me and he's like, "Hey, so the pool's green," and I'm like,
"Oh,
I haven't been there for a day, and it's green." And he's like, "The entire thing is green." And I'm like, "How? Literally how?" I checked all the levels of that pool on the Saturday, and in a day, it was green. It was a complete. So it was like it was like a bloom over, I think. So it was like overnight or something like that. There was like a ton of algae that built up, and they didn't put enough chlorine in it for it to die. So it just grew exponentially overnight. And by the time they got back in there, it was completely green. They had to like get people to go into the pool and like scoop the algae off of the bottom of the filters in like the dive tank. It was crazy. Yeah. It was nuts. It was absolutely nuts.
I remember you talking about that on like day one.
Yeah, it was like day one. I was like, my pool's screwed. Like they could have just easily have failed that health inspection and then never heard from again. They just shut down. But thank God they barely made it through that season. And yeah, it was definitely a lot better when I was manager and I could actually tell people like, "Hey, can you just check the chlorine levels and just make sure they're good? Just err on the side of caution." But yeah, never had to deal with the code brown. Never had to deal with the green over.
Any animals?
Any animals? I'm trying to think about what animals I had to deal with. We had some crawfish. We had some frogs.
Crawfish?
So not a crawfish boil, but we did actually have to deal with some crawfish because the way that like my pool was, it was kind of in like a little forested area type of thing. So there were some like creeks and stuff nearby. So I guess they kind of just like wander over and then just like go into the pool, and then they end up like in the filter. So you open up the traps and then to like see like to pull the leaves and stuff out of there. There's just a crawfish in there, and you're like, "Oh, that's cool."
Okay, I've seen frogs in those.
Frogs, crawfish. We've had a squirrel in one of those the one time. That was insane.
Someone
in a filter basket?
And someone pulled in the filter baskets. Someone pulled the top off, and the squirrel jumped out immediately. Gave them a heart attack. That was hilarious. I'm trying to think.
Field mice I've dealt with.
Yeah, a lot of mice too. Trying to think what else. I mean,
not
really
the
raccoons,
worst. But
yeah.
We
had to deal with raccoons before, yeah. Because I was like a lifeguard, sort of like manager type thing, and then we had like our maintenance crew as well. I was actually pretty close with the maintenance guys. They were all hilarious.
Yeah.
But they would, like the one day they came in early and there was a raccoon in a trash can and they had to somehow figure out how to like get the raccoon out. And then finally one of these guys, his name was John, he just walked up and just kicks this trash can as hard as he can, sends it flying. And the raccoon just like comes spilling out and just runs away finally. But that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen, watching the trash can just fly and then a raccoon just like come out of it, like partially in midair, just like flying out and then just like runs. But yeah, honestly, I think the worst thing I had to deal with at that pool was drunk parents. They were a different breed because for some reason my pool decided to like kind of be a country club type thing, but it was not a country club. I want to make that very clear. It was not nice enough to be a country club, even though they pretend to be. But they allow alcohol at a pool, which is a interesting combo, especially when the parents just show up there at like 12 o'clock on a Wednesday and get absolutely trashed like before their kids are even done with soccer practice. So it's a very interesting vibe when like you could tell a parent is drunk and they're like talking to like a lifeguard who's like 16. And it's like, okay, man, this is getting really weird. Like, please stop. Like, having to talk to them was just, ugh. So most of the time they were fine. I want to make that very clear. Most of the time they were fine. It was good, whatever. But the ones that made the exception to that rule were just, oh my God. Like, the awkward, like just making, especially like, I will say, it was like, usually when it became like an actual like situation was when it was like, an older divorced dad being weird with a young female lifeguard. That was always a situation there. And I was like, okay, I'm not having any of that. That was very weird. And I was like, okay, so hi, sir. I think you're good. Like, she's trying to do her job. Like, please leave. Like, go back to like, doing whatever the hell you're doing. He's like, oh, look, I'm just talking to you. It's like, I know, but like, basically tried to tell him to, yeah, you're going to need to censor this. Basically just try to tell him, like, in the nicest way possible. That was always fun, dealing with that. But yeah, drunk parents really were kind of the bane of my existence there. And it was always the best though, when it was like, I wanted to leave and because I was always like the last one there, but the parents would always just stay till the very last moment. Even when the pool was closed, they just like sat there because technically the facility's open in another 30 minutes or whatever. So I would just kind of sit there, I'd plug my phone in and play closing time, and then just like watch them slowly get up and just like shuffle their way out. They're like, oh, like, can we stay a little bit longer? I'm like, I'm going to lock you in here. Like, I hate to break it to you. Like, I'm going to leave. Like, I let all my other lifeguards go. Like, I'm the only one in here. Please get out. Like, I want to go home and sleep. I've been here since 9 a.m.
No.
But yeah, good times at the pool.
And meanwhile, there's me having to deal with soccer dads who think their sons are going to go MLS pro.
How old?
Let's see. What age was I reffing that one game where... Oh, yeah, it was like a 12-year-old. And this kid's a professional flopper. Every time he got close to the goal, he just fell. Like at one point, I literally watched him, and like he tries to score, and he misses, and he just falls on the ground. His dad's like, "That was a foul, ref." I'm like, he fell.
Yeah.
And then he started to scream at me. I'm like, sir. Then someone had to escort him out because someone else. You should have
just looked at him and said, "I'm going to give your kid a red card right now.
Yeah.
Stop talking." I'll kick him
Meanwhile,
out.
I think I was like 15 or 16 at the time, and like I'll admit, like soccer isn't really my big thing. But like I knew the rules enough to ref it. So like I'm sitting here like, listen, like I know the rules. That's not a foul.
Yeah, and I
just fell.
I need to add something about that. Raj's Towns rec soccer. That is probably the most like terrible soccer in the whole world. Like, it is bad. Like, when I was playing in that, I was dominating, and I should not be dominating a league. Like, that was bad. Like, that is the bottom tier footy. It was terrible.
Bottom tier footy.
So,
yes.
It was so bad.
Dude, I was a goalie and I had shutouts.
There ain't no way you just said that.
Andres knows I was a goalie.
No, that's how bad this league was.
Yeah,
I should not be dominating. Raj should not be keeping clean sheets. It was bad.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was
bad.
terrible league. Everyone
It's
there
awful.
sucks.
It was
It's
terrible.
Like I understand it's a rec league and everything, but like, come on now. You could score on me, just chip it over my head. I was like 12 at the time. I was probably 4'2".
Yeah.
It was probably 4-2.
Like, come on.
Honestly, yeah. It doesn't even deserve the title of rec. Like, it's below rec.
Like,
It's just like soccer light. Like it's like kind
literally.
of soccer. Like,
Yeah.
literally.
Honestly.
Oh my
Like
god.
that rec league was interesting, and then you got parents out there complaining to me saying that's a foul. Like I will call a foul when it is a foul, and your kid's just falling on the ground. I don't know.
It's
what
just
to
not
tell
that
you.
serious. It's not that serious.
Oh, it's not that deep. Like it's first off, if you wanted your kid to go pro, why is he playing rec soccer? Send them to the travel team. I don't care.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And does
Like
he
if
not
your
understand?
kid was actually good, he wouldn't be playing in this league.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Also,
league.
I don't really care about kids and the game itself. It's not like I keep score because they do playoffs eventually, but at the same time, I don't care.
He's just
Like
trying
you're
to get
there
paid.
just to make sure no kids like start like throwing fists at each other. Like
Yeah.
after that point, it really does not matter.
He's trying to get some bread.
Yeah, just trying to make that
Yeah,
bank.
exactly. Like, I'll take it. $20 to ref one game for 40 minutes. I will walk away, go home, and be fine with that.
That's
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 more
solid.
than that's more than $20 an hour.
That's
Let's
very
go.
solid. That's
And
very solid.
that is cash in hand.
That's cash
no
in hand,
tax.
right?
Like that
Yeah.
is.
That's nice.
The only unfortunate part was the rec league decided, oh, we can't do Saturday and Sunday games anymore because it's too intense on the kids. So we're going to move it to only Saturday games. So I went from reffing 2 games every weekend to
Oh,
1.
damn it.
What grade were you in when they did that?
So it was 9th grade when I first started. They had both of
Okay.
them, and then in May when they had the spring league, that's when they reduced it back down to 1.
That's ridiculous because I know I wasn't there for that. That's awful.
Yeah, I was like, you've got to be kidding me.
It's they play 2 games and like they play 1 game a day.
They
Yeah,
played
but the
one
thing
game
is, they're
Saturday and one
40
game
they're 40
Sunday.
minute games, so it's like nothing.
Yeah,
Well, that's what in lacrosse. Like I would be playing lacrosse tournaments where it's like you would play like 10 games, like back to back to back to back, and those were like
Yeah.
hour-long games.
Well,
it's
remember,
not like football. It's not like football either, where you can only play like 1 game and like give everyone a week off. It's like no, you can play multiple soccer games within like days.
Because it's realistically, it's like obviously there's like some like decent contact in it, but like it's mostly just running. Like it's not like super intense on the body
Mhm.
for the most part, and especially if it's only 40-minute games. Like that's
and
not
the
even
thing
that
is,
crazy.
they're subs.
There's
like,
still
a lot of subs,
Yeah.
and it's
No.
not like actual soccer subs where like once you get subbed out, you can't go back in.
no, yeah.
so you can just
even in high school, like that's only like a pro thing because like in high school, I think in college too. Like if once you get subbed out, you can get subbed back in. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of room for rest, and it's just soccer light. It's soccer light. That's the best way to put it.
I wouldn't even give it the title light, dude. And that was like,
It's
not
bad.
even soccer.
It is bad.
like I shouldn't be putting up clean sheets at goal.
It's foot comma ball.
Like I'm sorry, but I'm gonna doubt my own ability here. How are you not able to score on me? I am tiny at that age.
Yeah.
Well, you still are, but I'm sorry. It was on a tee. What did you want me to do?
You did walk
What did
into
you
that
want me
one.
to do?
You
It
did
was
walk
on
into that
a
one.
tee. It was on a tee.
Just remember, next time I have to spot you, just watch
Oh
it.
yeah, I'll just drop that bar. I mean, no, you're just
Oh,
you're gonna
what you do?
spot me.
Hey, look at
and
you
you're just
down
gonna
there.
push
Look
the
at you
bar
down there.
down. You're just
Hold
gonna
it
I'm like,
down.
Yeah, no, it's like I'm gonna be getting it up, and I'm gonna be like, "Let's go," and you're just like,
No.
just push it right back down.
Oh, new Max? Not
You
today.
guys, you're about to go hit like 225 or whatever it is right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, remember that comment you made on episode 18 of the
Just,
pod?
and just like
Good
hold
luck.
it.
Good luck with that.
It's
You're
like
not maxing today.
right. It's like right about to get like above the racket. I can rack it, and you're just like holding your hand there, just like preventing me. I'm just like with everything I have, just like come on. You're like, nope, not today.
Nope.
You did this to yourself.
Yep. Better
Oh
luck
my
next time.
God.
Don't ask for a spot.
That or you just push the bar forward and just like just flip out at the bench. Oh my god! Yeah, I'm gonna regret that one. I've got a feeling. Oh
Yeah.
god!
Remember the cooks.
Remember,
Just saying.
that's fair. I can cook some decent food. Not great.
Yes,
Not like this.
but
Not like
remember-
the salmon you made. That was
Yes,
really
but
really good.
Remember, I can also just spit in your food and call it a day.
Raj just puts locks on the fridge and everything, and cabinets. He only gives me the
Literally.
passcode. Peter just has
Literally.
to fight for his life.
Just gonna fight for my life.
It's like childproof locks.
Oh, you wanted a
Now who's the child?
$5.
Now who's the child?
Exactly. It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You want food? Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Oh, who can't reach the top shelf now, huh?
Oh, who can't reach the top shelf now, huh? Looks like somebody can't get into that top shelf. Interesting.
Oh,
You just give a singular jar of baby food.
Next time you're struggling to unlock the door, I'm just watch.
You're just gonna watch me suffer.
Gonna watch.
You're just
Yep,
gonna peek your head over like the little window thing, like at the front of the door. You're just gonna like hold it dead bolted and just like watch me try just like struggling with the lock. Oh my god!
Yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Dang, that's crazy. You're trying to go to the bathroom? Yeah, sucks, man. I just locked the door from the outside. Can't go in there. Sucks. You need a shower?
Oh.
No.
Oh no! If you're gonna try to shower, I'm just gonna go down the radiator and turn it to the coldest setting I can.
Joke's on you. It's like 100 degrees in here. I want it cold.
Yeah, the cold showers are the move right now.
It's so hot.
Joke's on you. I'm cranking that all the way to the right.
That would be evil. That would be
terrible.
so evil.
That's awful. That's awful.
That would be so evil.
The one time you don't want a hot shower.
Yeah, literally.
Burned alive.
It's just boiling. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, it's been so hot in Pittsburgh recently.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Although thank God it is going to
rain tonight. Yep.
Please. Because I was looking at the weather. It was supposed to like drop like 18 degrees.
Oh jeez.
That is absurd. It was going to go from 88 to 70. It should not. I was told Pittsburgh was going to be cold. I was lied to. It's so hot. Oh God. It's absolutely ridiculous.
We gotta enjoy the sunlight while we have it now, because we are not seeing that for another 9 months after August.
Exactly. Once August hits and like September rolls around, like, kind of like the beginning, like September. Once we roll into like mid-September, October, just no more.
Bye sunlight.
None.
Dude,
no
those
more.
2 weeks there was no sun in our freshman year.
That was wild.
Yeah. Like literally no sun.
Like, I don't open my blinds, but like I will recognize that there's sunlight. There was just no sunlight.
I know. That was like when people were saying before, it was like, oh, you know, like it would be so like gloomy, whatever. And I'm like, what does that even mean? Like, like it's gloomy. Like, just go outside. Like, whatever.
Well, it was.
There's no sun. Now I get it. Now I understand what it means. Where it's just for like days on end, there's no sun. It's like, wow, this is terrible. Like, I would want to just sit inside all day and not do anything. But yeah, shout out Pittsburgh weather for being the most absurdly, like, you can never predict it, no matter what.
Never.
We're going to get a heat wave. We're going to get snow in April. We're going to get, like, it's going to be 56 in February, or it's going to be 95 at the end of May, or it's going to be 2 degrees. Like, you never know. You never know. Or it's going to be cold, raining sideways. Like, who knows? Who knows?
Perpendicular rain.
Literally, it's like you have to like hold your umbrella like forward. So
would that be No, that
would be perpendicular.
It would be perpendicular.
Yeah,
perpendicular. Because it's yep. Oh yeah, you just have to hold your umbrella forward because like the rain is just like, coming at you. Yeah.
Gotta hold like the penguin's little umbrella gun.
Oh yeah, the little umbrella thing. Jesus. Oh my God. Well, yeah. Did we talk about Top Gun yet?
No.
Top
my
Gun
God.
2.
That was an amazing movie.
Yeah,
very good movie.
For context, I think we saw Top Gun on Saturday, I think.
Yes. We'll be right back into like
Saturday.
a second.
Yeah, you're good. So we saw Top Gun on Saturday, Top Gun Maverick, the new one that was coming out. And Andres and I actually showed Raj the first Top Gun on the Thursday before, so that he had like some sort of background. And I think I speak for all of us when I say that it was exactly the movie that I wanted to see. It was so perfect, because it was the best way I can describe it. Was it the greatest movie I've ever seen? No. But it was it felt like a true sequel. It's been like almost 40 years since the first Top Gun came out.
Yeah,
and this movie feels like a true sequel to Top Gun.
Yep.
Like, it felt like ripped straight out of the 80s in the best ways possible, but with like the modern twist where they had the actors in the back seats of actual jets flying around doing these crazy stunts. It was so entertaining. Like, it was so entertaining.
No, it was a great movie. And also, you're right that it was a perfect sequel, but it was like, I think also it could also have worked like in the sense that he's got the aviators, that you didn't need to watch the first one. I mean, like, obviously it'd be much better, but if you're going in blind, like, I think you'd still walk out and be like, wow, it's a good movie. And like, pretty much like you'll know each character pretty well. Obviously not as good as if you watch the first, but like you could just go in blind and just watch it.
Realistically, you could have done it blind. Yeah, you're right.
Yes. Mega on our 6! Deploy countermeasures, smoke in the air, flares!
Yeah. Yeah, so we've actually had to come up with call signs for ourselves, just because we are now completely obsessed with Top Gun, as I'm sure the rest of the country is obsessed with Top Gun again. So Raj's call sign, we're not going to say because, you know, he's Raj, and he comes up with literally the worst call sign I could ever think of. My call sign's nice guy, because unironically, call signs are supposed to, I think they're supposed to be like almost like jokes towards the person that kind of like, it's basically a dig or something. It's like a nickname somebody gives them. So mine is nice guy because I absolutely hate that being called a nice guy, because like connotation of that now
right
it has turned into the ooh, but I'm such a nice guy, whatever, just the worst type of person on the planet. So that's my call sign. We got call sign Goop, which is just, that's an iconic one right there.
That's just
always
me.
Goop. It is, you are just Goop. Raj, do we have 2 call signs for you? I felt like we had another one.
We can't say the other one either.
Oh, we can't say the other one either?
Because he's Raj. So.
Because it's Raj, so yeah. It would be fine if we were actual pilots, but, you know, that's not going to happen anytime soon.
Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire.
Yes, that's a great scene in the movie.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah. And incredible soundtrack. It was so good. Like, I truly cannot sing the praises of this movie anymore. Like, cinematography, acting, like, story. Like, it was such a good, like, you know, it was an action movie. Like, that's exactly what I wanted in an action movie. Like, it was fun. It was stupid. It had cheesy one-liners. It was so entertaining. And it was so well done that it showed just, like, how much they cared about this movie. And it was like, oh, it was perfect.
Good plot, too. Like, good
it was.
Good actors.
Yeah, like Miles Teller, who is the son of one of the characters from the original. I don't know if that's a spoiler or not. I'm just going to try and avoid that. I really don't think it is, because it's really not that hard to put it together like immediately who he is. Because he looks like a dead ringer for this actor in the first movie, but he was really good. Like, because, like, you know, he's had some very interesting movies in the past, like Fantastic Four, which was awful. But
you mean Fan Four Stick?
Fan Four Stick, sorry. Forgot about that. Fan Four Stick. But yeah, I think he did a really good job, because he was like, it was very believable why he had like issues with Maverick, and it wasn't like overdone. It was just like, yeah, he's got beef with them because they have a history together. And like, it was really well done the way they had it. Tom Cruise, as much as his religious beliefs might be very suspect, and he might be kind of insane, that dude is, I think, probably one of the last like true action stars we have.
Yeah,
like he really brought his A game. It was even like there was some like pretty emotional parts of that movie too. Like I was really surprised.
It was a really good sequel to the original one. Just like
that's what we were saying before. Yeah,
tied up all loose ends. I mean, I'm still a little triggered from the original movie about the dog tag stuff, but like whatever.
Yeah.
For anybody that hasn't watched Top Gun, at the end, one of the main characters dies, and Tom Cruise's character Maverick throws his dog tags into the ocean in a very like symbolic way of like letting go of this character. And Raj immediately said, "Hey, what if his kid wanted those, or his wife?"
Yeah, exactly.
And then we were like, "Oh,
good luck.
They're at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean." So, yeah, that was pretty tough. But other than that, it was very, very good. And yeah, like that was Top Gun.
Gotta check it out.
Gotta check it out. I think.
Way to the danger.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you saw us at some point either getting the fake leather jackets or the flight suits with the aviators. I have been looking at those.
Beach volleyball?
Or the beach volleyball.
Beach volleyball.
Exactly. Beach volleyball scene, of course, classic. Yeah, definitely haven't been looking at those flight suits that are like $40. So might be needing to get one of those and a pair of aviators with Raj's discount.
I might need some aviators too.
Might be copping those. Shout out Bezos. Shout out our overlord for giving us a small discount while he's making billions.
Thank you, Lex Luthor.
Thanks, Lex. Please don't kill Superman. Yeah. So yeah, that's Top Gun. I'm pretty sure we're gonna be just all wearing aviators and like having the slicked like 80s hair from now on for the next like couple months now until the next movie comes around that we're just completely obsessed with. But yeah, that's really what's been going on with us.
Aviator summer.
Exactly. Aviator summer. Top Gun summer.
Yep.
Top Gun summer.
Top Gun summer. All right.
Aviators.
Well, you guys...
I do have a shameless plug real quick.
Shoot.
Check out the latest Tier List Tuesday reel. First one of me hosting it, where I review everyone's tier lists. Totally not biased at all.
No.
It was this week's topic was Monopoly properties, Baltic Avenue to the moon as always. Go check that out on Instagram and on TikTok.
Yes, we do have a TikTok now. We will advertise that. I believe it's the Washed Athlete Podcast.
I think so.
Go check us out on TikTok. We'll have a link in our link tree and everything.
Link tree, yep.
So just check us out. You'll probably see us on a For You page eventually. So yeah, Raj, I'm sure you have your shameless plug that you would like to put in there at the end.
Yeah. So, after my little finger incident, I got back into lifting again. Believe it or not, I was healed in like 5 days, and I should have gotten the sutures out earlier.
You have a healing factor. Yep.
I have 2 shameless plugs. If you'd like to hear about my story to the ER, go listen to episode 17. Raj goes to the ER, and you can hear all about how stupid I am. But yes, back into the gym grind. Had to return. Always repping Bucked Up. Always whenever I'm at the gym, either I'm rocking the stringer with Bucked Up's logo, the headband, or the pre-workout. And if you want grab all of it off their website, buckedup.com. Use code WASH20 for 20% off your purchase.
All right. And with that, I believe this is going to conclude episode 18 of the Washed Athlete Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. And we will see you next time.
Peace out.
Go Bengals. Goes Kenny Pickett. I hate Canes. Jacob's wrong.
Ohio's Purgatory.